And we are live. I don't know about Reddit. I'ma quickly check it.
Reddit
Audio
is
testing.
saying connection issues, but I'm
All
assuming
your
it's just a
audio
delay.
should be fine. Fine.
Wait, I couldn't hear myself.
No.
Can you hear? Yeah, I can hear myself. Cool, done.
You-
Audio also is on.
Can hear
Yes, I can hear
everybody.
myself.
The brood never fails at anything. It is one of the pro things about the brood.
Yes, that's true.
Hmm.
Oh damn, dude! They actually did go and remove the dislike thing. You can't see the dislikes. This dislike is written over there. Damn,
Oh, yeah.
I just
Huh.
noticed.
Well, yeah, like it was literally what the whole controversy was about, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know when they were starting it.
Oh, I thought it
I
was.
figured they'd remove it immediately. I don't know why.
They
right
did
as
do
they
it
announced it.
immediately.
No,
We
this is like
are
a week after they
updated.
announced it, right? Well, yeah.
Well, we don't know if it happened today. I don't look at the dislike button that often.
It's true. OBS is taking like a fuck ton of power today. I don't know what happened. I think it's because we both our cameras are 1080p sit for some reason. So my camera is going to lag a little. I can't fix it without restarting literally everything. So please. It now says feedback shared with the creator when I dislike says control 9K. I hope you didn't dislike this just to check if that's how it worked. If you did, I'm gonna find you.
He's gonna fine you.
Find and fine you.
Hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, what up?
Reddit is okay. YouTube is okay as well. Yes.
So, anything you have to say before Arcane?
Have you guys seen Arcane?
Yes.
No,
we've seen
what
it.
is Arcane?
Hmm.
Is this something I
haven't,
should have
go-
watched?
Go watch it and then come back to the
Mm-hmm.
podcast later.
Yeah, you can watch this later. You don't
Very
need to be
short.
live if you haven't seen it.
Short show, 9 episodes.
I wouldn't
episode
I
5
wouldn't
minutes.
suggest watching it all in one go.
Yes.
Control
Why?
9K asks how many dislikes does it show on your end?
It doesn't
So
show us any
YouTube, the creator dashboard never showed us dislikes in the live page. We can only see it in the post live page. So maybe start liking the video. It shows us likes.
Bro,
Like
bro,
Yes.
tell them the truth. We've never gotten dislikes.
That is true.
that is true. Yeah, we've never gotten dislikes. We are too
Yeah,
pro
yeah,
for
very nice.
dislikes.
Yeah, exactly.
We won't tell the other side of that bit, but it's fine.
We only make the best content. So it's
Yes.
always.
Yes.
Random Otaku says, I saw the Arcane review from Gigak.
Hmm.
Well, I haven't seen it. So
What's a Gigak, bro?
It's
Sounds
probably
like a
some-
Pokemon.
Probably some local YouTuber he watches over there in Bangladesh.
Yeah, Bangladeshi YouTuber Gigak. Yes, sounds like it, of course. And yeah, you never got any likes either. No, we've gotten likes. See, click on like right now, and I'll be able to show you how we get a like.
Yes, yes.
I'll be able to show it to you live.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I'll show it to you
we're
at the
going to
end
be
of the episode
talking
as well.
about. We're going to be talking about
Essentially.
Arcane.
Hmm.
Sid, you're weaving back and forth for some reason today, but I will
This
try to
good?
adjust for that. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, stay like this. Hmm.
Yes, thank you. And yeah, Arcane.
let's get started.
Let's say something first. I don't know why I said let's say something. I'm going to say something first. Dota 2 is always going to be the better game in my head. Okay, Dota 2 is always going to be much better from a gameplay perspective, from a lore perspective, all that stuff. But god damn it, Riot Games did a good job. Really, really good job.
That they
I
did.
hate
Fortish Productions.
yeah,
Fish.
I hate League of Legends with all my heart because it
He
destroyed
does.
the Dota community and made it really hard for others to make their own versions of Dota, so to speak. Fuck Pendragon as is custom.
As is custom.
But
Fuck, who's that? I
oh,
don't know.
Pendragon is a guy who used to
He's the guy who worked
run
with
the
Ice Frog
Dota
to make
forums.
Dota,
No, he used to run the
essentially.
Dota forums. He didn't work with Ice Frog to make Dota.
Oh yeah, he made the community, right?
And he then, the minute he joined League, he shut down the entire forums and took all the ideas that people were putting for Ice Frog and made them League
I
heroes.
see.
Basically.
And then he later brought it back in an archived form so people could see it, but then he didn't get back the hero ideas because
I see.
they already stole all of them. So fuck Pendragon. That's but goddamn League of Legends. Never thought I would be
again,
this invested into any of their
exactly.
media.
Yeah, I'm never
is
gonna
true.
play the game, but damn.
Yeah,
Hey,
never gonna play
that's,
the game.
That's a bit
Game
of
is
a lie
shit.
from your end. You're saying that you've never been invested in any of their media, like their music videos or
Yeah, but I
any
haven't been
trailer that comes
invested
out
in
for
it.
LOL. Though those trailers look really good.
No, I haven't been invested in it. This one I'm invested in. I'm in for the long haul. I'm not going to watch. I didn't watch any of the KDA videos afterwards.
I'm
I
not
only
saying like
watched
a
the
long
first
term
one.
investment, but then like yeah, you like if you have to make a comparison for like Dota content out there and LOL content, the LOL content is always going to
Hey,
outshine
I
it
watch a
and you
lot of
never.
Dota content.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you do like Warriors and all those music
Yeah.
videos. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and goddamn, Imagine Dragons just staying relevant, keeping up with the
staying
times.
relevant apparently after Radioactive, I guess.
Yeah, right.
It's
Like
still alive.
you didn't hear about a lot of them you didn't hear a lot about them in the middle, and then suddenly they came bouncing back with a banger.
Yeah, with a banger.
Video
for
game
sure.
kept them relevant.
But yeah, goddamn, this. I think I speak for all of us when I say that this blew our minds
Fucking blew my mind.
in
Yeah.
every way possible.
It
So
was kind of
fucking
expected
beautiful.
while still blowing our minds at the same time. Like after having
blew
seen
even
all.
more.
It blew even more, obviously. But like after having seen all the trailers, you kind of have like a set expectation of what they will provide. Like, okay, this is their quality, and then you see Arcane, like, goddamn, they just set the record again. They like set the benchmark again. They broke their own record. It's mind
They
blowing.
fucking killed it, dude. What a beautiful show.
Yep.
Yeah, and
I absolutely loved it. Like like I knew it was gonna be good based on like a few things I'd seen, but after like I started watching it, it blew my mind away. I'm like, what the fuck? This fucking crazy. It's like better than some like animated films that come out.
That
my
is true.
God said, stop watching spoilers for
It
everything.
was fucking crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it like I don't think anything recently has made us this impressed. Maybe except like Berserk, but we read that very
That
late.
was a
So
while ago. Yeah.
That was a while ago, yeah. Well, a few months back. Still not too long ago.
So yeah, I'm not even going to like if somebody comes and tells me I watched Arcane, I want to get into League of Legends, I'm not even going to like argue with them. I'll be like, you're right, you
makes
should
sense,
you
yeah.
should play League
Yeah.
of Legends. Dota's better, but you should play League of Legends.
It's like you'll want to play these heroes, of course. Like it makes sense, right?
Yeah. And they are supposed to be the most famous heroes for
Yes.
League, which makes it even better. And they managed to connect a lot of lore, connect a lot of storylines, which I found really impressive
Yeah.
from story point of view, not only from the animation point of view, like
A
Sid
lot of
and Audi
people
did.
were appreciating the writing, bro. Like they were saying, it's very well.
Yeah, the
written.
writing was really good.
And they actually took their time,
Like
developing this.
But yeah, okay,
dual-
let's-
Yeah, but
like a breath of
anyways.
fresh air from the disappointment train that was Cowboy Bebop.
Hey, you
Hey, Cowboy
enjoyed
Bebop
it.
wasn't
You said you
disappointing,
enjoyed
yeah.
it.
No, we didn't like enjoy it, but it was like whatever. That's what we said.
Don't listen to these haters. I like Cowboy Bebop. It was fine. The best live action anime yet.
How many
But I'm
live
not excited
action
for the future
anime
ones.
are there?
Yeah,
It's
not
like the
really
first
excited.
one.
There are enough to make Cowboy Bebop the best.
Yeah. Well, okay, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Arcane is a show based on the League of Legends characters that you see. I don't even know which characters are all League of Legends. I just know the main two. And it's basically set in the same universe. It's telling a different story. It's telling a story about two sisters and how they're surviving in the world. And
Yes.
it gets very dark and emotional at different times. So
Crazy. Yeah.
it's pretty heavy to watch. So if you haven't watched Arcane, I would definitely recommend you watch it before you watch this. And I would definitely recommend you watch it in batches because like this is some heavy shit.
Hey,
There's some heavy shit.
if you're into like heartbreaking
And
content, just go for it. Just go
if
for
you
it.
haven't seen it, like we'll give like a spoiler-free like thoughts now, and then after that we'll get into spoilers. So watch it
I'll
if
give
you
a
want.
nice spoiler warning before.
I think so far was a spoiler-free thoughts. It's beautiful.
actually
Its
was,
writing is
yeah.
really good.
Because we really
Everything's
in
great.
order to have any more discussions, we have to like discuss
That is
characters
true.
and their
Yeah,
traits and
yeah.
all that.
Yeah, so everything's fucking good. Just
Yeah,
go
it was
watch it.
fucking Beautiful experience. Yeah,
It has good
V101
visuals,
recommends.
good animation.
Not
Yes,
V101.
very,
the
very good
Droogs
show.
recommend apparently.
Yes.
Yes.
Nandemo recommend.
So
I
go
just
check it
realized that
out.
it says Indie Adda on our Reddit. Oops.
Oops.
Well, that's okay.
In the Adda, the
Droogs
Droogs.
in the Adda.
Yes, Droogs in the Adda. And just give me one small second. We can start talking about something just crashed in my laptop. Sorry, yeah. We can start talking about Arcane.
Yeah.
What
Mhm.
what were your initial thoughts? Initial, right as you
Right
watched
as
the
I watched, not
first
before.
episode.
So as I watched, my mind was fucking blown from the
Yeah,
beginning.
right as
Like, I'm
why
like,
as
holy
I
shit, this
watched.
looks fucking beautiful. And even like the visual choices they made for some particular scenes where they changed the style and stuff you see during a lot of fight scenes and during a lot of like flashbacks and showing a few
Yeah.
scenes, they like even the part where they were showing like Vanders like past and stuff and the beginning they chose like a different visual style compared to the normal, right? The colors and everything.
Yeah.
And even another one of my favorite moments also, the Ekko versus Jinx on the bridge, like the
Yeah,
visual
that
style.
was a
That
good
was
fight.
fucking crazy.
That
Yeah.
was beautiful. The switch between the
But
two sides of that. Yeah.
I like that a lot. And even the animation is fucking beautiful. Like, and I have nothing to say.
Animation all
Like
around was like
even like the
it
small
felt
movements, the
natural. Yeah,
small things, it was
they
so well
nailed
done.
everything. Yeah.
It was like very human. You could feel the impact. There were like these small overlapping actions. Even the hair like was moving so well.
Hmm.
So like for that I have nothing, but it was just like a beautiful story like for me to experience, And it just kept building into like this crazier thing with all these characters coming in.
My
Yeah,
most the most favorite part for me was the visual style of it all, because when I first, I think in the first episode itself they show the visual of the whole city, like the cityscape with Vi and Powder on top of a building. That instantly reminded me of the feeling I got when I first saw Dishonored 2. It was the
I see.
same art style, same lighting, same that it gave me that oddly fuzzy, warm
It's
feeling
like
when I
this,
saw the whole city.
like this, like
It's
this
like a
oil
painting. Yeah,
painting-ish. Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah.
It's like it's you can see it's like a very crude painting of sorts, but it still looks very beautiful to look at. And
Yeah.
I just enjoyed that art style because they somehow carried it on even in like close-up scenes where they had to show smaller details and it all worked. It all worked really, really well. Visual styles worked. Animations, especially as you pointed out.
And also, I loved how they showed Jinx's like uh, schizophrenia and her like craziness, like switching the scenes like with the characters. Like I love how they showed it visually also, like even the
Like how she
expressions
has the
and stuff
visions, like how
were very
they
well
show up
done.
in the
Yeah,
background. Yeah.
and also it's like they felt like like usually people say like 3D has limitations, but here like they did it so well. Like
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't look like there was
Yeah.
any limitation. They
Exactly.
harnessed it to the fullest of their potential. Of its
yeah,
potential.
it was amazing, and really enjoyed the story too.
It was a project that did last, say, what, 6 years? How long was
Yeah,
it? 6 years?
it's
7 years?
that's
Yeah.
what I heard. Yeah, but I'm not
So
sure.
so there was a good amount of time put into it, but you can kind of see that that this kind of effort was put in it because each and every episode or each and every shot in each and every episode is unique in some manner or the other. Because if you think about it, like the shots that are taken in the Undercity, like the people walking the streets and all,
What a beautiful
each shot is a new character. That's a new character that was just made for that one particular shot. So they went into full detail for this shit. They went the full distance of like, okay, we are making literally everything under the sun and making sure even if it has like 5 seconds of show time on the camera throughout the whole damn show, we are making it.
Yeah, they
with
didn't
Audi.
take any like
They
cheap
didn't take any
shortcuts or
liberty, no.
anything. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yep,
Because
enjoyed it.
it's a common practice to like work less on the crowd character, so to speak. But here there was nothing like that. Everyone had their own color, everyone had their own flair, and everyone stood out in some way. Silhouette stood out. You could recognize characters from a distance in spite of that. And there was no blandness, if so to speak, every time you watch the show.
But I also loved this thing. Jinx is an amazing character from Powder. You know how she developed because like this thing Brew. I think we used to see Jinx as like this crazy character, right? Who's like and now we understand why. She
We definitely understand why.
It makes
I
a
think
lot of sense.
I think everyone
And
was
we
under the
understand
assumption that Jinx
why
was
too.
crazy. Yeah.
My God.
But yeah.
Okay, but before we talk too much about Arcane straight up. Let's take a look at Dragon's Blood, and you guys can talk about the visual differences and why Dragon's Blood is apparently ass compared to Arcane.
Well, the thing is, we talked about like how the quality has fallen.
Yeah.
Like if when we reviewed Dragons, but if we see that I talked about how I didn't enjoy it that much, right? Because of how the visuals were.
You said that it was
And-
very jittery in some instances, right?
Yeah, it
Because
felt
the
very
frame
like
rate.
choppy and jittery, like they cut frames or something like
Mhm.
that. And it seemed like not the best work that Studio Mir has put forward, like because they come from Korra, so I did expect that level, but it was kind of seemed really like low budget. So we are talking about the budget Netflix gave them, right? I'm not sure. We're talking about, and like if you compare it based on like shows like marketing material shows, like come on, you can clearly see the difference here in the time and effort and everything put in, right? It's
That
pretty
is true.
obvious.
Yeah. Dragon's Blood was done over the course of 1 or 2 years, I believe, whereas this,
I don't know.
yeah, I think I read somewhere that was done over like 1.5 years. But like this was obviously
thing
over a
is,
much longer time.
we are like Dota people, so like we tend to like
Hmm,
we can
we
relate to
said
Dragon's Blood
we-
more, and y'all are Dota people, not me.
Yes,
And
yes.
you relate to the characters more, the story more, all this more. So you still have like you still have like a bias, but with that bias also, I liked Arcane way more.
That is true.
Yeah, but that's me. What about you guys?
Well, I will already go ahead. I will scroll through
You
some
haven't said what you
Dragon's
liked
Blood.
about Arcane yet.
I will. I already said Arcane was beautiful. It blew me away with the writing and all that. And talk about Dragon's Blood. What difference did you find?
See, I figured Valve and Riot fall under the same category when it comes to the work that they do, right? So I figured, Valve has their own assets to offer. They could have made better looking assets. They could have done a 3D movie themselves. They run in that field. So I feel like they could have been doing the same thing that Arcane did, and they could have probably had a better product in their hands. I'm not saying that Dragon's Blood is bad in any way, but if I had to compare the two, Dragon's Blood comes nowhere close to what Arcane looks like, and it sucks because I know that Valve can do far better than this than Dragon's Blood, than whatever we see is Dragon's Blood right now. So it's kind of disappointing to see that this is what the standard is for Dota.
Yeah,
while,
I'm more excited for Arcane season 2
Yeah.
than Dragon's Blood season 2.
like I if this is what the quality is going to be for season 2 for Dragon's Blood, I'm really not that interested. I'll see it because
You'll still
I'm more
watch it.
invested in the lore over there because I know the
Yeah.
characters and I know there are going to be newer characters showing up. But then from a visual and animation perspective, I'm going to watch Arcane like the day it fucking comes out. The day season 2 comes out. With Dragon's Blood, I'll take my time.
He says that now, but he's going to watch Dragon's Blood like before it even comes out.
Basically.
Of course he is, yeah. Pretty obvious.
Like they've already revealed that Lena is going to be a part of Dragon's Blood season 2.
Audi's in.
Yep. Lena and
He's
one more
invested.
person. Pangolier, no?
No, Pangolier was just a pangolin. It wasn't. It
Just
was
a
one of the
pangolin.
pangoliers, but
Yes.
not the. It was not the pangolier. Yeah, also this shot of Dragon's Blood looks pretty good. What do you guys think? This is a nice shot and this looks
Dude,
good.
they spent all their budget in the intro of Dragon's Blood, if you remember.
Yeah, that is
After
true.
Yeah.
Quality.
See, the intro
Like the
did
intro
look good.
looked beautiful. I was like, damn.
That was a nice 3D intro.
Yeah.
That was good. And then, show came in, it just, it was like, whatever.
I don't know.
I mean,
Yes.
their art still looked good. Their background art looked good. Their visuals looked really good. Just that
It was okay.
it was, well, it was still better in comparison to what the meat of the show was, which was the
Like I
animated
say, if you compare
characters.
something similar to that style, I like Castlevania way more than that.
And it
Stylistically.
falls in the same style, right? Like under the same style. Many people made that comparison when Dragon's Blood first came out, so it does make sense. But yeah, I'm just generally disappointed that this is what we have for Dota, and because I know that Valve can do way better than this.
Just see it like it's a very natural thing that League has a better show than Dota because
Yeah.
Dota's never been.
No, but that's the thing, right?
seed-
Like,
Dota's never been about fancy advertising.
It's not been about fancy advertising, but I'm saying that
It would
they are
still
very
be
much
cool
capable of
to
it.
have something like that. Yeah. No, I'm not like I don't think Valve will do it because of how Valve has been doing it all these years. Like they concentrate on the game rather than getting
As far as like a marketing
they sell their
strategy
game,
goes,
they market their game, not like ads to like this music videos and whatnot to get people. So that way that works for them. But it would still be cool to see something like that because of course I'm a fan of like the world.
If they
and
have
the
to
lore
make
and all
an
that.
artistic piece, then I'm
Just going to
pretty sure
clip
they can
every
do
time
far
Sid
better
says
than
I'm a
Riot.
fan of Dota or we are Dota people and
What's
stuff
a
like
Dota?
that.
Ew. Disgusting.
No, but it genuinely feels like that because Riot Games has always been about making everything look really, really
Always.
pretty
Always,
Yeah.
yeah.
and having a shit game, while Valve has just been like, dude, it's a good game. Play it or get the
Yeah.
fuck out. I don't care
See,
about you.
It works for us. We watch the Riot promotional stuff and then we play Dota.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
So,
Like, it just seems like a very Valve thing to do, to not put out something extremely polished, but just test the waters with something. And if it goes well enough, I feel like they might do more content. Otherwise, they'll be like, nah, it wasn't worth it. We tried. That's enough.
So
Yeah.
but yeah.
But
like this, the Dragon Spear was like the biggest marketing thing they did.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Today,
And I'm pretty sure it was just a random project that Valve tried because they wanted to see what the market was like for such stuff. Because if they wanted to, both League and Valve can like just keep going crazy with these lore videos because they have so many different characters.
Yeah, for sure.
But it just felt very like it. I felt like yes, of course, League has better animation. Of course, it's going to be. It felt very natural.
Yeah, it felt like something they've been doing throughout.
Yeah.
In
Like
the music videos.
Each one represents their philosophy really well. And it seems like League has invested in the future with such media because they also came out with a 2D fighter game, which they were talking about, which has apparently also been in the works for a really long time. So Riot Games been doing some good stuff for them. And what I will comment on before that is that while I appreciate the amount of content that Riot has put out, when it comes to the actual players, Dota's prize pool is like 45 million and Riot's prize pool is like a fraction of it. It's like some 2 million or something, if I'm right, or 1 million or something like that.
I don't think they crowdfund that shit, right? Do they?
Well, they should.
Well, they should. I'm pretty sure if they do, then they'll get.
I'm pretty sure they
just
have
as
some
much money, if not
crowdfunding
more than
event. There's
us.
no way they only take the entire weight of this thing. So I'm actually like, I would rather these players get paid than we get content, because at least then it's about the game. I feel like that's a very Valve thing to do again. But all that said, this series still blew me away. Loved it. Here are some pictures of the enforcers. Fuck the police has now. Fuck the police has now become fuck the enforcers, as shown in the trailer and the music video.
Yes. By the way, that music video also, they made it like separately,
Yeah.
which was pretty well done. Yeah. Also, like the opening ceremony for the worlds or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see that, but was it in relation with Arcane?
Yeah.
Was they had the main songs, they had the artists perform it like with the 3D like backgrounds behind them of like this thing of the city,
Undercity.
and then they transitioned like into like the stage. I
Oh,
guess.
I remember. Yeah, they had like an artifact thing in the center of the whole
We
thing, and they,
literally
like,
watched
focused
this
on-
in Sid's house, Audi.
I remember,
Yes.
I remember, yes. I forgot about it.
Yeah, but okay. So now we can talk about the story itself.
Yes.
Arcane starts off with enforcers and there being a lot of trouble in the Undercity, and we're immediately shown a utopian, dystopian world over there
Exactly.
where the city is really good for the higher ups, but the city is really bad for the lower downs.
For the lower downs, yes, very bad for the lower.
And we have a bad guy who I really, really liked, whose name is Silco. Okay, now I must say, I have a couple of things to say about the first 2 episodes. First, I didn't know till episode 2 that Powder was Jinx.
What?
see.
Oh wow! How?
I don't know. I was like, it's just some random kids. They're probably going to show the heroes later.
Bro, blue hair.
Yeah,
I was
blue
like,
hair,
that's
like,
Jinx,
yeah.
And then
That's like the only loyal character.
Sid, do
we
you even
know
remember? I
outside
was
of
like,
Jinx.
hey, Sid, is Powder like Kid Jinx? And you were like, yes. I was like,
I remember.
yes.
Do you remember how I debated you? By
Yeah,
the way,
you
when
debated me like crazy.
That was
So
fucking-
this is full spoiler territory.
I got
but
you back for the Apachai thing.
yeah. No, so here's the thing. I could predict a lot of the things that were going to happen, okay?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
because of you debating me, I was like, So I was like, okay, everybody's gonna die. And I know that Violet and Jinx or Powder are like main characters, so they're not gonna die. And I had no idea who the other two kids were. And I was like, Sid, do they all become league champions? And Sid's like, yes, all of them become league champions. And I'm sitting in the scene, I'm like, Vander, the bitch, is gonna die so bad. And then like, hey, did that bullet go through his head? I'm like, yo, did that pole just impale the other guy and then his building just fell on him? I was like, Sid fucking lied.
Hey, in all fairness, those two characters look like they were going to die. Okay, I figured they were going to die almost
Yeah,
immediately.
it was.
Because they seemed more normal in comparison to Vi and
Yeah, but if I told you they were going to become league characters, you wouldn't expect them to die, would you?
I mean, I wouldn't expect them to die, but then like
Yeah, I went in with that expectation. I was like, Sid told me they're all going to become league characters. Vander is dead. And then Mickey debated me later. He's like, yo, do you know Vander is a real league champion? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? They killed off a league champion? And then I looked it up and he's not.
Yeah, he's not. No, he's not.
He's apparently
Biased.
the closest person in league is Warwick, where the description matches Vander's a story to
I
a
have
T.
no clue.
I was like,
The only heroes that I know that my brother told me about this thing that I didn't know about was Jayce and Ekko. They're
Jayce is a hero?
champions.
Jayce is
he
a
has-
hero.
He
Oh,
has
yeah,
like the
makes
hammer
sense.
also,
Yeah.
apparently. Yeah.
Echo is a hero, huh?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Ekko is a hero. Yeah.
Huh.
So Jayce and Ekko are already heroes, which I didn't know about.
yeah,
Well,
I didn't expect
gives,
that.
Gives
I
us
thought
some
Jace.
interesting information from the
Yeah.
end of the end of the season.
Hey, and Mickey also told me that Silco was a hero. And so I didn't expect Silco's death at the end either.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, what the fuck? They killed off another hero. And then I'm like,
This is how
these
you
two were
get
never
through.
freaking heroes.
This is how you get to just tell everyone.
Sorry, I
everyone
probably-
is important in some way. No
I
one's
probably
gonna die.
triggered like 1,000 league fans. Champions. I meant champions. Sorry, my bad.
Heroes, same shit.
No,
It comes.
you
from
can't
the
call
same
them
root.
towers. You call them turrets. Okay, you have to speak
Oh.
league talk when
yes.
you're talking to
I
league.
see.
Yeah, but I genuinely like Silco. I think Silco is like one of
Very
my
cool.
favorite villains ever. And okay, you know what? I'm going straight to the end. We'll talk about some
Yeah.
other stuff that happened first.
Yeah.
Like this
And
fucking
in the
shit.
beginning, you
which
did
I don't-
see Caitlyn, remember, in the first
Yeah,
episode. I
she's
told you I've
she's not in
already
the
seen-
first episode. She's in the second episode. You debated me there as well.
No, it's the one where she's walking with Jace, right?
That's the second episode starting. The first
that's the
episode, you
second
can just see
episode
them from.
starting.
Okay, I
The
thought it
first
was
episode,
the first.
Jace is only walking towards the door, and we don't see him.
Yeah, and
And
you
in the-
you see Violet's version of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
My
And
God.
The second one you see, yeah.
Yeah, second one you see her, and I was sitting there wondering, like, first episode, who are all the women I saw in the first episode? I have no idea who Caitlyn fucking is. Also,
So
I didn't know
I-
her name was Caitlyn, so
Yeah, same. I thought her name was Jace
But
at
now
one point. Of like,
the
eh,
music
Ekon.
video also that we saw makes sense, right? The warriors with both of them
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
Huh?
yeah.
I expected Caitlyn to be a hero of all things. I expect her to be like a sniper character in LoL for some reason.
She is, isn't she?
She is, yeah, she is a
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah.
She's a champion? Oh,
Yeah.
Huh.
You've seen her before in other videos?
You've seen her in the Warriors music video. Audi.
Yeah. They
She's
both
with
take on an
Vi.
ugly octopus dude together.
Yeah. She and
I don't
Vi.
remember this. Huh?
Dude,
Okay, I'll have to check this up later on. But yes, she is a champion. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm just okay. Moving on from the blatant memory problems that I expect
Yeah.
from Sid. Yeah, basically, Caitlyn. Okay, also everyone is like Caitlyn and Vi are gay, and I'm like, that's a very interesting relationship they have over there.
Hmm.
Seeing how wait, first let's talk about this freaking image on screen. It's like these freaking idiots
can't
flying
see.
around. Okay,
what is the image?
the Victor and Jayce flying around, floating around when they're using the Hexcore thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's like one small problem I found with the Hexcore thing. It's like they didn't know how to explain it properly. So they were like, hey, instead of doing this, just do this, crank it up, it'll work. And they're like, oh, it worked. It's offered no proper explanation for why the Hexcore works the way it
I
does.
still don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I
Not
have
sure.
no idea.
I don't
just
even know
it's like,
what that
it's
stone
like
is supposed to be. They
a
just say
Yeah.
it's a
technological device.
gemstone. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know about the origins of like the
Yeah.
crystals and the gemstones.
This guy just
yeah.
happened to have a bunch of crystals on him and is like, okay, fuck it, time to refine these crystals into gemstones. And then, they're like this infinite power source that, fuck shit up every left, right, and center.
What was the other guy's name? Jayce and
Victor.
Victor. What do you think about Victor and what
The-
he did towards the end?
I expected Victor
Victor.
to also be a champion because of the way he
He's
somehow...
literally a cripple. That would be unfair if you
but
put
he
him
becomes
in.
like he becomes
If
like
you
a
took a
full,
cripple, if you took a cripple and put the cripple into a war with like magical beings, I would say that's pretty fucking unfair.
No, but he does the whole thing where he becomes like half human, half metal and all that. So I feel
And he's still coughing his lungs out because he's dying
Yeah,
after
he's
that.
still dying.
he's like Deadpool. He'll come back. He'll just
I
My
see.
God.
I don't blame Victor for what he did. So see, here's the thing. Here's how I know all the characters are written so well. It's that I don't blame any of them for doing anything. I can't point at one character and be like, dumbass, why did you do that?
Yeah,
Like everyone will probably think that Silco is the bad guy. We should be looking at him as the cause of all these problems. But then Silco also
to be
had
fair,
his own
Silco was
motivations.
the cause of all the problems.
Yeah.
And,
He had-
Jinx was the cause of all the
he was
problems.
a drug lord down
Yeah,
there.
just because he had a sad backstory doesn't mean he didn't get people addicted to
had a
drugs.
lot of issues there as well.
Yeah.
But then again, like he still wanted to create a separate nation using with the Undercity, having its own borders
By drugging people.
By drugging people. Then
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Silco's
like,
plan didn't
organized
make
crime.
much sense to me because like you flood your entire population with drugs and then you make it your own nation. But what's the fucking point of a nation where everyone's addicted to drugs?
What do their export be?
What, like 99% of your population is addicted to drugs. I'm assuming that's not a very productive nation.
Apparently
And they are the
become, like,
Undercity
crazy
as.
strong once they take those drugs.
And that's another thing that was never explained, right? Because the first person to take Shimmer like freaking destroyed Vander and that other guy, Bell or something, like what I forgot his name. And
Oh, the Ekko's dad, right.
yeah, and then after that you see Silco just like passing out Shimmer to everybody, and they're all like, and they have like weird tumors on their head, and that's it. And like I'm so confused as to what this Shimmer does.
think those
Basically
are the
organic
people-
cocaine.
Those are the people who've used it a lot and are like getting worse. But like even in the storehouse, you saw the fresh batch who were attacking Vi over there. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean the way Shimmer worked seemed almost like maybe it's just that he refined it into like two different types of Shimmer, where one Shimmer is just addictive and the other Shimmer is the one that gives you the power you need to destroy people.
I think from the
because
looks of
that
it, all
first
Shimmer.
guy, the first guy was getting worse right after every this thing.
All Shimmer seemed addictive except for the one that this thing that scientist guy gave to Jinx.
No,
Otherwise-
that also changed Jinx, dude.
It changed her, but she didn't seem like she wanted more of
even
it,
the
right?
shimmer that the lady with the arm had, like
Yeah.
even hers wasn't addicted.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you got addicted to that shit, right? You'd just be like, just fucking get your fix like
Pocket
that.
shit in.
So
Yeah, but
crazy.
but okay, here's my thing. Victor was this really, really sad character, and I can't blame him for taking the Shimmer.
Yeah.
But then what I do blame him
He didn't
for
take
is
shimmer,
like
right?
what?
He did.
He didn't take shimmer.
He took Shimmer
did.
from
He
the
goes to
scientist, the black.
He goes
market
to the
scientist.
boy.
His dad.
His boy,
yeah,
the doctor.
in the cane, yes, I remember.
Singed. That was his name. Singed. The doctor's
Yep.
name.
But I do kind of blame him for standing in his underwear and channeling energy through a mysterious rock that he was told not to fuck with. I feel like he could have avoided a few issues in
No, so
life
in
if he had
that,
just
I
not
think-
fucked with it.
I think he was just generally desperate over there. So he felt that he did see the end coming, and it was like, okay, fuck it. Jayce is not stepping up to that table for this shit. He's not really wanting to do anything with the hex tech or this futuristic technology. So like, fuck it. This is the last thing that I have got going for me. I might just try it out.
literally watches plants sprout from it and then immediately die. What did he expect? As a scientist, what did he expect? You expect that from me, okay? I'm like, hey, I wonder what will happen if I touch the screw to the motherboard, then it kills me. Expect that from me. That's like, yeah, that's classic, bro. He got himself killed. But then a scientist like Victor is like, I shall feed it my blood, and then feed it some shimmer, and then I shall try to control it using my hand.
No, so my impression from that was that when they showed the
it?
plants dying, it was like a bait of sorts to show us that the Hexcore thing is not really working out for organic life, so to speak.
No,
But
I knew when I was like, yeah, it needs blood for sure because
not
the
just
plants
not
died,
just
humans
blood,
are what,
just his blood, because the Hexcore was modified with his own DNA and shit. They showed the whole sequence and all that, so I figured only it would only react with his blood. So
That's a pretty fucking useless thing, then, don't you think?
I mean, he fucked it up.
I don't know if it's with his blood though. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, they don't really show other
Because
samples.
then why
right?
did it absorb that little? Why did it vaporize that other assistant if it was only?
I think it just rejected her. So like, he just vaporized her instead. I don't know. Like, they never really explained that either. I don't see why she had to be vaporized in the first
She just went up in
place.
smoke and ashes.
She became ashes. Sky was her name.
I have no, like, if I opened that door as that woman, I would have immediately just closed it and walked the other fucking way.
Why are you trying to like pull him out, dude? Like,
Yeah, it's like electricity, If you touch someone who's like getting a shock, you're gonna die as well. So
I've
just been
a
like,
stick to push them out.
No,
keep a safe distance.
that was a sad scene. That was a sad scene.
Yeah, that was difficult.
And it seemed like Victor was the one who had like nice ambitions and nice goals because he grew up poor and he was a cripple and all that. And then this fucking Jayce comes in like, we should make weapons, yeah, boom, 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 boom. I was like, God damn it, Jayce. God freaking damn it.
Did he want to make weapons? No, like, was it his original intention to make weapons? Because he was the one who came up with the idea of hex.
Okay, Audi. Okay, here's the thing. It wasn't technically a weapon. Okay, it was for mining the fissures.
Yes.
But are you telling me a mining mine has never been used to kill a person? Yeah, is a sledgehammer a weapon?
By that logic, literally anything could be a weapon.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then again, it's what we decide at the end of the day, right? We decide, okay, this not weapon.
That's what they said too. They're like, this is clearly a weapon. The Hyman Digger guy, he's like, this is a fucking weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, and
even he's a champion, by the way.
Yeah, I figured because he's like, I was like, this guy has to be a champion.
Yeah.
But here's, you know what? Hyman Digger was also a dumbass at one point because the minute he saw the punching gloves, he should have just taken one and flung it at Jayce's face and been like, that hurt, bitch? Did that hurt?
That's 10 times his size, dude.
That is true.
Hey,
I mean, he's
a league champion. I'm pretty sure he can freaking throw shit. I'm pretty sure if you go to his page in league right now, he has super strength or something.
Probably, yeah.
And my brother said he like makes like gadgets and stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's a tinker.
Yeah, and again, as someone who's been alive for what apparently seems like at least 400 years.
Yeah.
When that guy says, yo, I saw the exact same shit, okay? It like destroyed an entire city. I think you should stop. These guys are like, hey, what do you know, old man? I was like, this is what Sid would do when he was in this universe.
Fucking boomer, he doesn't know shit.
Yeah, I was like, this is Sid. This is 100% Sid. Like, Jayce is Sid right now.
Wow.
I was like, it must be it's one thing, to reject someone's idea, but then to have someone who literally lived 3 more lifetimes than you, basically, and to reject that kind of experience is like a whole new level of fuck you. Like, the guy has seen nations die to this kind of shit, and he's like, nah, not gonna happen a 4th time. Nah, we're gonna try it.
Yeah, and he also was like, okay, you know what, guys? Take your time. Don't release it immediately. There are a lot of things that can be used as weapons.
Yeah.
Do it slowly. And these guys are like, fuck you, dude. Fucking old ass, mouse ass. What the fuck do you know, huh?
The fucking councils seem generally useless, okay? I don't know why.
Like any council, right? If you think about it.
Huh?
Like any council in the world.
They're literally swayed by one dude's opinions instantly. Like,
can I interrupt this for 1 second and ask why the fuck there are 228 images on our fucking image drive here?
Yeah, why? Tell
Why
me.
I wonder.
228 Sid, I asked for a
Sid.
few, not for like the entirety of the series.
He
Just
took
keep
like a
scrolling
snap of
through it.
every frame from each episode, like this will work out.
No, I didn't take any snaps, but yeah, keep scrolling through
Oh
it.
my god. Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, even
just
Vander's
keep it on
story,
like
like
constant scroll. By the end of the episode, we will reach the end somewhere or the other.
that's the plan.
Hmm.
Yeah, even Vander and Silco, I would have liked to know more
Yeah.
about their relationship than just that Silco. And like both of them are dead, dude. Are we ever going to find out anything more about them? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think it's done.
they will have an episode or like have at least one episode dedicated to showing.
Yeah,
their
but why?
relationship.
Now it serves no purpose. They
There's
both
no
are
Now it
reason
serves
gone.
no
to.
purpose, but then
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they like if they want to like shine more light on Jinx and Vi's relationship in the
I
later
think
seasons.
I
they'll
think we
find
have
a
enough
reason.
light on them already.
We have enough light on them, but then we still like they show them as like constantly fighting each other in the intro sequence, but then we never really see them fight each other. We see them try to get back as much as possible. Only towards the very dead end do they show that they're starting to break ways, part ways with each other. But then till the bitter end, they were trying to make sure that that relationship lasted. So maybe they will show.
You say
try to
bitter
show
end
that-
as if one of them died. They're all fine, guys. Don't
what
worry.
else would you
Sisters.
want to see?
I would want to see
in relation
Vander
to
more in
why-
action. I don't know
Yeah,
why I
but
liked Vander fighting that
How?
much.
But where? It's done, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
I would
enough
like to
about
see
LoL,
Vander
though.
and Silco. I want to know
Yeah.
what caused the problems in the first place. Was it just that Vander was like, we need to be at peace with the topsiders, and Silco was like, no, bitch, how dare you? And they just started
They boiled it
fighting.
down
Yeah.
to that. Yeah,
But
basically.
it seems like too little for Vander to try to kill Silco that way, Like drowning his own brother,
No,
like,
I'm
that's
pretty sure. Yeah,
that's
there
a
are,
little
like,
far.
different
Yeah,
motivations.
that part
will be-
was
yeah.
no, but they also did say how Vander was much crazier before, right? And they were saying how he's become weak and stuff.
Yeah, but if
Was that
one
before, like he found powder and stuff, or was that during?
that's he probably became like weaker after he found the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he literally walked through a war. He said no. He was telling Violet that if he had been a little more thoughtful, then her parents wouldn't have died because of him, because they went past the bridge and tried to take over and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I would still like to see more about Vander and Silco. I would have liked to see more about Vander and Silco,
Yeah.
because
and they're not
if
even heroes, so I don't know if they'll
no,
come
even
back,
even
but I hope
later,
they
right? Like Silco takes Jinx to the water where he almost drowned, and then she's like, "Yeah, you both were like brothers, and you turned on each other."
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah blah. I'm like, yo, give me more than blah blah blah. What happened? Like, they don't just skip past
doesn't
it.
have patience.
Again, I think there are like different motivations fueling each other's agenda, so to speak. So that will probably in itself take one episode. I don't exactly know enough about LoL lore to explain
Nobody knows
how
about
they'll-
these characters. They both are new. They're not in LoL lore.
Even so, we don't know like the reason why they would want to show Vander and Silco later on. But season 2 will probably have at least one episode that will explain Vander and Silco's background in like proper light than what we just have.
I
so
think those guys lived, in the end. Do you think so?
far. Who?
I
think
want
they all
them
live.
dead. I want them all
Because,
dead. I want them all to
like,
burn down.
her thing was like shining like towards the end. I don't know what that is.
She
Do you
turned
remember?
around.
What's her name? Yeah.
Her, yes, that lady.
It seemed like Spidey sense at first, but then I don't know if it's like some shield or something.
Yeah, but what is she gonna do? Like jump up and keep the missile away?
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah.
I want Jayce to be like the only person in the room. Obviously, because he's a
Oh.
league champion, he can't
Yeah,
die
yeah.
now. I know that now. I'm never going to believe that league champions
So-
are going to die in this series.
From what I think, anyways, I think both of them are going to be alive, and because
She's literally the first one, like in
Yeah,
the,
it's going straight for the jugular for her specifically.
her head's
jugular,
coming off.
spine, that
everything.
general area. But there are two characters. There is this brother and sister character in LoL that look like they're her kids. They also happen to have like similar hex tech sort of. They have these sort of guns, that weird looking guns that utilize magic and shit. So it's like a combination of the technology and magic, so to speak. So I'm assuming, I don't know their names per se, but I'm assuming
If she has kids, it means
children.
doesn't that mean like because no kids were mentioned before? I'm assuming they're Jayce's kids. So
Hmm.
I
do
don't
they
know.
have condoms in the League of Legends
I bet they
universe?
do.
Find out in season 2.
I really want to find out in season 2.
We have a
But looking
comment
at
on
this, oh yeah, sure.
What?
Have any of you worked with Goddess Kali? And Odd
Worked
looks like an
matlab-
Indian Tom Segura.
Worked
Odd
with her,
equals
like-
Tom Segura. Google it.
Like done like projects and stuff with her. Like what do you mean worked with her?
I don't know. Apparently, I look like Tom Segura for some reason.
Apparently.
Even
No,
though the
you
resemblance
don't.
isn't there. Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we
I need more
worked
of a
with
beard.
Goddess Kali. Yeah, of course. We took on a war assignment a while ago.
Yes.
Adochi, our friend, is doing war photography right now.
We had to go fight Rakta Beach, the one
Yes.
who's
Sid had to
blood
go
falls
fight
and
Rock the
later-
Beach. I was the one who was shooting it with my shaky hands and then editing it later.
Basically.
And then like Audi drank all the blood, so like he couldn't turn into more clones of himself.
Pretty
because
much, yep,
Audi
yep.
likes
Okay,
blood.
let's be done with this joke now. My God. What's looking at the picture on the screen, like it's Violet's grown-up version. Can I just ask something over here? What
Fucking-
kind of prisons do they have where Violet can maintain her hairstyle the way she wants it?
Yeah.
Like she comes out with
prisoners
perfect
are-
hair.
It's grime, sweat, and smoke. It'll keep that chick in top shape.
Prisoners style a lot. If you've
Yeah.
seen, like, I see this documentary on Netflix where they show the world's worst prisons. Like this guy goes into the worst prison, and those guys, yeah, they are like almost
So,
free over there in their little cage.
so many prisons in the US actually have like this program where they
Not in US,
make
bro. Anywhere they
they
have
ha-
like
they
their own
ask
TVs
inmates-
and whatnot.
they have inmates do jobs and shit.
Yeah,
and
do
more
jobs
more
in
often
there,
than not,
yeah,
they
yeah.
have them do barber training so that once they're done with their sentence, they can go out and join a profession immediately.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
look at her
barbers,
hair. It's like perfect.
Shopkeepers, tattoo
I mean,
artists, yeah, all that shit. Yeah.
It's perfect.
There has to be someone, right? There has to be someone. Maybe not, like
Okay.
using beauty equipment
Either-
and shit, but at least
Either
and
she
shit.
found someone right at the start and made them practice the hell out of everybody before getting to her,
Yeah, but
or
it's
they
pretty
practiced on her over like some 10 years so she was in there, and finally
That's
she
how-
right before walking out she's like, fuck, thank god this guy could get my hair
That's
right.
some good quality hair gel for
That
sure.
is true.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
that
if
stands
you think
pretty
about it,
well,
even
yeah.
Caitlyn, who walked through the Undercity while living all her life in topside, her hair should have been fucked as well by the end of it. So, I mean,
Yeah, but
both of their hair
that's
seems
at least
very-
like her
wasn't in
hair gets
prison,
dirty or
yeah.
something. You're not
Yeah.
like this styled and gelled back and
Yeah,
making
this
sure it
was
stays
fancy.
with like full bed hair and shit. Looks real good, I must say.
Looks real
Barber,
good.
good job. I
Even
feel like they
Ekko's
put in
hairstyle was pretty cool.
yeah, but I
God,
feel like
yeah.
they put in
Milos, yeah.
a lot of extra budget into Violet and Jinx
Jinx,
specifically.
yeah, of course.
Like,
Yeah, they
goddamn, these two look like a league apart compared to
They
the
look so
rest.
good, dude.
Yeah, they do.
No, I would say not. They don't look like a league apart. I would say it's pretty similar. For
What
sure.
the way their faces, the details, little movements, everything is like much
You
more
just saw
defined
more
for
of
Jinx,
them,
I
that's why
think.
you're thinking. You just saw more of it. That's
Maybe,
why
but
you're saying-
Caitlyn's expressions didn't look as good as Jinx's expressions to me.
Yeah, but I think that's because of her character.
Yeah, Caitlyn is more reserved in that manner. Jinx, however,
Caitlyn's is just like
very
eyes
all over the
eyes go a
place.
little,
Yeah, she just
like
like-
slanted, and then she comes
Yeah.
back up, and then slanted and comes back up.
Caitlyn is that like high class.
Jinx's
I want to keep up the
expressions are
face
fucking
shit, but
crazy,
then
yeah.
Jinx doesn't give a fuck. She just does
Yeah,
whatever.
and
and says
Violet
whatever.
is in like between them, and she also has like equal expressions
Yeah,
to
but
Jinx.
And
Violet
also,
is also.
I loved watching Violet fight. That was so fucking amazing.
Yep.
I love watching
And the camera
all the fight
angles.
scenes.
Yeah,
All the
oh.
fight scenes are good. You know something I noticed?
I got
The
so
first-
excited when Violet was fighting. I was like, damn, I want to buy like a punching bag.
The
my
first
God.
thing in the first fight scene where they showed the 4 kids versus the other 4 Silco's
Yeah.
goons, there they showed the fucking punch in full detail, like the slow-mo ass punch. Whole jaw moved naturally. The whole lips moved as if the motion was actually traveling through. It looked fucking beautiful when I saw that shit. I was like, okay, this fight is going to be good. Camera angles are also phenomenal
Yeah.
for these fight scenes. And they were
It-
very
it-
important as well. They showed, the dominance of Violet and these guys over Silco and Silco's goons. it all worked out to be a really good, enjoyable experience for most of these fight scenes anyway.
Yeah, but at one point, like the woman with the shoulder,
Yes, yes.
this Shimmer, she punches Violet and she like spits
Oh,
out
yeah.
a tooth. How she not Favadia later?
I think it's like a back tooth.
like a molar or something.
Yeah, basically. She takes like a punch here, you know. It's like
They should have shown her being like and then a giant hole right in the middle.
I mean, if it's a face punch, then sure, why not?
Hey, she got punched like 100 times. You don't know which punch caused the tooth to come out.
Every punch looked like they break bone. Okay, like all those guys, they look super fucking. Especially
Yeah, I mean, I must say.
The Silco second with the fucking bionic arm, she looked like she could kill elephants with a punch. That didn't look
like everyone who fought Violet, I'm surprised they were even alive because she's literally punching them with giant metal arms.
Yeah, that shit was great. And also Violet like had a hard time with like that girl with the shimmer girl, the shimmer arm.
Yeah.
But like Jinx like GG'd her like in 2 seconds just hanging out there.
Basically, Jinx is more agile that way, right? She's like not the confrontational type of character. She'll try to work her way around the enemy, but whereas Vi is the more brawler type character.
Well, Jinx
like
also fights a lot.
Yeah, she fights a lot, but she's more scrappy in that way. She tries to gain any advantage, whereas Vi is like punch.
I love the firefly forms.
Yep.
Really cool.
Oh, but speaking of which, even this guy's related. This freaking Marcus, the
fucking Marcus, man. See, even Marcus, I began to hate, but then later on, I was like, well,
like because of his daughter.
Not because of his daughter, but then even he had his reasons. He also had to hold up the peace somehow. So
he didn't do it for the peace. He got bribed the first time, and then he was like, I fucked up anyway. Might as well keep fucking up more.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I like that he couldn't tell anything to Caitlyn in the end. He was like, tell my daughter. I was like, couldn't pass on your message.
Oh my god, bro.
Hey, I just wasn't the biggest fan.
Imagine the daughter's like, what did my father say when he died?
And they're like, oh, he just went and he fucking died. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Puked.
Yep. Well, and since they don't show a mother over there, I'm assuming that poor girl is now like suffering and starving in her own house.
Yeah. Probably in the Undercity.
Probably. And they're like, hey, what could Marcus probably want from him that he couldn't get out here anyway? I'm like, you guys are sitting on the council thrones, fucking rich ass families. How do you know what a police officer might or might not get over there, huh?
How do they know what the Undercity wants? They barely travel over there and try to understand the situation.
I don't think the council members. I don't think some of them must have never even been there.
They must have never even been outside like the top part of the city, not even to like the middle class of the city.
Yeah. Just stop there.
They're like the fucking top 5 in One Piece. The 5 guys, the Gorosei. They're like that. Except that at least the Gorosei at least see shit.
We don't know shit about the Gorosei, let's say that though, yeah. Yeah, and another thing I never understood was picture related is that the Hexcore keeps morphing into different things as the shimmer is added, as the blood is added.
It becomes more biological, more biomechanical kind of. First it was only mechanical, and then you see these biological.
Was it mechanical? They were trying to solve it like a freaking Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, it was mechanical with magic, like of course, but now it seems like there's a biological element to it with the blood. You see these weird strands.
Yeah, what the fuck is it? I would like some League fan to tell me what the fuck the Hexcore actually is. If it's like part of League lore or something, because this is like the most confusing thing for me easily.
Hopefully we find out in season 2, because even I don't understand it yet. Like, who was that magician in the beginning? Like,
I expected him to be a main character through the show, but they never showed him. But then one thing, they didn't explain the stones in the beginning. They didn't explain the refinement of said stone. They were just like, well, it's refined, fuck it. Then they were like, okay, now what are we going to do with it? Now it's an energy source. They don't explain how they make this Hexcore, what those runes are made of, what those tiny little rocks are made of, or, like how it sort of merges and, becomes this biological thing. It's all there in Victor's and Jayce's notes, and that's kind of it. Like, we have to wait until we see what those notes are all about, and even then, how we don't know how long that will.
I'm also really curious as to what that other woman started a project on before she like fucking vaporized. She's like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
dear Victor, I want to show you this. And Victor is like reading it and then he stops. I'm like, dude, you're just getting to the good part. Tell me what she was working on. It would be
I
like,
think it was something to try to save his life, right?
yeah.
Because
It
she
would be
liked
like,
him, yeah.
dear Victor, I finally figured out how to save your life. The secret is in my brain. I will tell you once you read this. And he's like,
Dude, yeah, it was supposedly something like that.
okay. And also, again, picture related. The picture I have on stream right now is of Silco and Jayce meeting. And I got a little confused at this scene because the way they talked made it seem as though they've been having deals going on for a while. Did anyone else get that feeling?
It did, yeah. They seemed very oddly
They were very
amicable
cool, like,
about it. Yeah,
comfortable, they were very chill.
Yeah,
they
and
knew they had the firepower for it, but they were like,
no, they were talking as if they both have like been old friends or something because
Not
they're
old
like,
friends, but they
I
knew.
figured out. No, I saw what war with you would look like, and I was trying to save you from this. I was like, yo,
That's
why
just normal for them. We're just introverts. We don't understand.
really?
they do mention Silco to be a businessman more often than not, but so maybe the council had like not when Jayce was around, but maybe the council had like prior this thing meetings with Silco regarding such stuff. Maybe not about the nation of Zon, but like other things, like the Undercities.
They didn't
independence
look
and all
like
that.
it with the way the council was.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but they
look like
seemed
it.
very they seemed oddly familiar with the nature of or the existence of Silco. They were like, oh, okay, Silco is that dude. They're
Yeah,
like,
when you
he's
know
a big
about,
shot
like,
over there.
It's important to know about the mafia of the Undercity,
Yes,
right?
I
Like
guess.
you should.
Yeah, so
know
I'm
about
assuming
it.
even then that they probably had at least one or two discussions before.
Yeah, but Jayce is the
became a
only one
counselor.
talking here, so he seems
Yeah.
very comfortable with
Hmm.
Silco.
Maybe he
Which is
was
weird.
familiar with the negotiations that happened before. He's like, okay, well, this is going to go down one way or the other. Fuck it, let's have this meeting.
And okay, again, with another couple of pictures down, we have there's Silco sitting on Vander's statue and pouring him out a drink.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have actually given Jinx up?
No, I don't think he would have. I think he even like Vander, as they said, Vander became weak. Even Silco became weak at the end of the day. Even Silco, I wouldn't say weak. He changed his resolve, so to speak.
But
He
was
wouldn't have given it
Zaun,
up.
the nation of Zaun, more important to him than Jinx?
Yeah, but
I
I'm
don't
pretty sure
think
he would have
given up
seen
Jinx.
the end
Yeah,
result of
I
doing
thought
that.
he would have given up Jinx because I thought he was legit going to do it because this Zaun thing is something even before Jinx, like since Vander and stuff. He wanted to build like it to be its own.
Even Vander also, it was Vander's idea as well, right? Vander's and Silco's. It was their idea to make the nation of Zon, but Vander abandoned the idea because he had newer priorities in life.
You
And
did
I'm-
see him side with Jinx in a lot of situations, like against the other
Yeah,
thugs
like
and stuff. Yeah.
even when many of his own men, much closer to him than Jinx, were like, yeah, Jinx is not really the kind of person you think she is, or she's going to betray you one way or the other. And Silk was like, I'm holding out an arm for her. It'll happen one way or the other. He had his faith in her. So
Yeah, but I don't think he would have said, I would have never given you up right before he died if he was going to give her up.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then he would have been like,
if-
hey, bitch, you shot me, fuck you, I was going to give you up.
maybe. I mean, maybe
that's-
it's like a bad ploy,
Or was
bad
he
guy
like thinking
ploy
like,
that they
yo,
want
I'm
to.
dying, but fuck them up too, so I wouldn't give you.
No, but that's the thing. Like, if I was that petty and I like Sid, you shot me, I would try to fuck with your brain right before dying. Right? I wouldn't be like, let him have peace of mind. I'd be like, how can I fuck with him right before he fucking dies?
So maybe like a last dice attempt. He's like, fuck it. If Jinx knows that I love her and no one else does, she'll show them. She'll show the world what we really are. And in the end,
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Jinx does what she does. Perhaps.
Yeah, but I don't think he necessarily would have given her up. So somebody pointed out that Silco had a lot of Jinx-made things in his room, in his this thing.
Yeah,
And he also kept the ceiling unrenovated so that Jinx could just hang out there whenever she wanted. He could have had it covered up or something. There's an interesting thing where there was a lot of different things that Jinx had made or done that Silco kept with himself, which I
Yeah.
think makes, like, he genuinely thought of her as a daughter and he
Daughter,
genuinely
for sure. Yeah.
he genuinely cared.
He chose to go in depth in most of his conversations. He knew that Jinx was someone he could trust on a much more deeper level than most of his goons. Even the bionic arm lady, like she was also in a much closer relationship with Silco than Jinx. But then even then, Silco made the decision, like, certain shit just goes to Jinx, and all the conversations that he was privy to, Jinx was also privy to. Jinx was just sat on the top and like, yep, this shit's happening. So he had a certain level of faith. Maybe, yeah, in the end it was just like a Hail Mary attempt at, throwing her out there and making her commit his actions. But I don't know, like I felt that he wouldn't have given her up for the nation of Zon. I think that he was on the same line as Vander, that he would also give up his long long developing dream just to make sure that Jinx lives a better life.
I think he changed.
It seems like he
and
changed.
became more like Vander. You're saying in the way about like
he did
giving
change.
up your this to protect. Yeah, I see.
He was very protective, and he was very protective of his people to begin with. But then he became more protective of Jinx as time went on. So that impression was there, but we'll never really know because he got blasted.
Of course, we'll know. He the daddy. Daddy always take care of daughter. What do you guys think of Ekko?
Ekko's pretty cool.
I thought he was a punk ass bitch.
Yeah,
my God.
cool punk. Yeah, he was a real cool
Yeah.
punk.
No, I felt like he was this, like what he did was cool, but then he was acting like this angsty little bitch at the start. Because I was on Violet's side. I'm like, you were following her and then you knock her out. Huh?
When he was a kid or like later when he
Later.
was grown?
When he grew up.
Like he knocked her out and he's like, yo, you don't know how people change because Jinx became like this crazy person. I don't know who you are. So
And if I was Violet, I'd be like, yo, okay. The only thing I'm hearing right now is that you changed and you're against me. That's what I'm hearing. Like you I don't know how people change, so I'm gonna beat you up and then just tie you down. I'm like, I don't think that's the gotcha you think it is.
I mean, I didn't really feel angst coming from Ekko. So, like from my perspective, he built a community around him. When they do show the whole community and this whole corner of,
he's kinda angsty and like kinda short-tempered.
Very angsty.
Yeah, he's angsty, but then it's like he's the guy who's leading the whole damn thing, and he's still a kid, right? He's still like 17, 18ish, I think. He's not like a full-grown adult in any means. So I'm pretty sure he is also very secretive about certain things. He's not very open to strangers and whatnot. He's not like Vander, because Vander is still old and he has more experience with fighting for territory and shit like that. So Vander was like, I have the wits about that shit. But Ekko was just being, what I felt was Ekko was just being protective about his own community. It seemed very warranted that he'd be pissed off against Vi or any person who decides to
the point where he beats her, knocks her out and ties her up.
I mean, at this point, violence is like the theme for most gangs around over there, so it's not even surprising.
Yeah, but this
pretty angsty.
Yeah, you haven't seen this person in years, and the first thing you have done is have her followed and then knocked out. Like, why? Just how about this? How about this? Just go talk to her and have a person in the back. So if she gets pissed, you can knock her out anyway.
Ekko doesn't look like he thinks or holds back, because even with the fight with Jinx, he started literally fucking pounding her face.
Basically.
Yeah.
And you do see that side of him.
Even the scene where Jinx invites everybody over for dinner.
Oh, that was
That was a fun little scene, and the picture you've got near Sid is Violet and Jinx, which shows their freaking models. Beautiful. Absolutely love the way they've done the whole thing.
And
then you see
like
Caitlyn.
the concept of the chairs, the powder, and Jinx.
Seems like a very Jinx thing to do, yeah. Like the flair of it all.
Let's talk
basically.
about Jinx as a character. What do you think about Jinx's character?
Jinx is my favorite character in League now.
She had a very
cool,
unique personality before the show, but now
like
we just know that
she
does things because she has a very dramatic flair about everything. Kind of like the Joker who does like all sorts of.
She's better than the
Over-
Joker, I would say.
Both of them do like oversized antics, like way out of proportion shit, just to
I
send
know
a message.
like DC fans.
Jinx
will kill
doesn't
me, but
do that.
What did Audi say?
Jinx doesn't go over the top with the antics. She just like tries to
She
take out
sets up
people
dinner.
as.
She sets up dinner for everyone. And
Yeah,
she-
but that's because
Yeah,
she's
but
like,
that's
who
her-
do I kill? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Who's actually there for me?
Yeah,
Uh,
and
The Joker never had to put Batman on one side and his parents on the other side and be like,
she
damn, I
starts
wonder
off the
which
dinner-
I
she
wonder
starts
which
off the
side
dinner
I should
scene.
choose.
She
if
starts
you
off the dinner
compare
scene.
them, yeah, Jinx. I think Jinx is much more of like the Joker personality. I think Jinx gives that much more than Joker does. I think Joker falls behind compared to Jinx.
My God.
Jinx is a better Joker than Joker. Who would have thunk
Yes,
it? Huh?
that is true. I'll say that.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but see, the thing
Fans
is,
are
that,
gonna fucking kill me. I'm done.
Yep.
like a lot of depictions of the Joker are very one-dimensional almost because
Yeah.
there's like, ha ha ha, mad person, watch world burn, ha ha ha.
Exactly.
But then Jinx is like, I will fuck over whoever's in my way, unless it's my sister or unless it's my dad figure. What the fuck do I do? And then she's like, you know what? Fucking my daddy told me to go shoot a bunch of people. I just do that.
Yeah, basically. You can
But-
see her live, thinking, changing, considering all these things, like
Yeah.
basically, which makes
And also, like, she
all
goes
her
through the
PTSD.
trauma of
Yeah.
being like responsible for Vander's death, like her father figure's death and her brother figure's deaths at a
Yeah.
very young age, which makes her like completely lose her shit. So I can definitely understand why
With
she's like that.
like leaving her, who was like closest to her,
Yeah.
at that point, and then Silco at that perfect moment coming in. Yeah,
Yeah. So she was completely alone, basically.
yeah,
So yeah, it was very well done. And I also liked after that was basically, I think Ekko trying to go past the bridge was a very stupid decision on his part. Like, no, I will go give it. Like, yes, they're catching every undercity person coming through the bridge, and your idea is to go give it personally. Beautiful.
No, like I didn't mind the idea, but I figured, when you did mention the idea, they'd have like a secret passage under the bridge or some shit. I didn't expect him to go straight over the fucking bridge, through the blockade. I'm like, man, not the smartest decision yet.
Yeah, and
also the like Hermandigger is with Ekko now, so let's see what happens there.
yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love that little mouse looking ass. I don't know what it is. I don't know what
It's like
species he
a,
is.
Yes. Mouse
Furry.
looking ass.
It's a furry, yes.
Hey, I like the mouse looking ass. Mouse looking ass real good.
Yeah.
Like he's wise. He tries to help people. He gets fucked over, and he's like, you kids, you're going to learn one day. And then they get fucked, and then they're like, yeah, he's right. Help, he's right.
Yeah, that's true. Also, what do you think's up with that salamander creature? Like, what do you think?
Oh,
that is? I have no clue.
the creature under Singed, the doctor.
Mhm.
I don't know, like it's.
I liked it when it was
I liked it
alive.
when it was alive, yeah, or when it was actually moving
When
around.
it wasn't fucked full
Yeah,
of
basically.
shimmer. Yeah.
when
Yeah.
it didn't look like it was under a fucking life support system.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
that was. I felt bad for it. I was like, oh, poor thing. Because you
It was like a dog at the end of the day. Yeah.
it's like a little pet. It shouldn't have gone through such a terrible thing.
Yeah, true.
I think
And, huh?
I was like, oh, maybe this is going to become a fun little. Oh, so okay. Here, I thought that creature and Vander. I thought I was like, I have no idea who Vander is, but he's clearly not getting out of this in
Yeah,
one
yeah.
piece.
Of
So
course.
it's like, okay, maybe Vander drinks the shimmer, and then he comes out in this giant grotesque form, right? I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, maybe he's going to become one of the neutral creeps in League or something. And then he just fucking
Oh.
died, and I was like, motherfucker, why did I get my
Yeah.
hopes up over there? And I thought the same thing for this creature. I was like, oh damn, he's growing something. He's going to like become huge and become the snake creature in
Okay.
League of Legends. And I was like,
Doesn't
fucking life support almost immediately afterwards.
Yeah. Well,
I would have loved for that to happen. Like imagine if in Dragon's Blood season 2 we get a random character who becomes Roshan.
My God, what they have like 3 different Roshans. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about Dragon's Blood. I'm like, hey, Dragon's Blood comes. They're like, oh, that. Hey, there's a shopkeeper's like, hey, he just stole something from me, and someone's like, hey, yeah, that's Roshan, and you're like,
yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I would like to
My
see
God.
Would be
Um,
insane.
Also, what do you think about the buff mother, Mel's buff mother?
Oh, Mel, that's her name. What is her name again? Full name?
I don't remember her name. But yeah,
Not
the buff mother.
the Mel.
I don't know. I
what is
know
her-
Mel because I remember she used to call her Mel. But
Yeah.
Mel's mother. Yeah.
Mel, yeah.
I didn't like
think
her
it's- you
character
think-
much, to be
Oh,
honest.
She
You
seemed
think
like a
she'll be
fucking
alive?
titan,
You
basically.
think, you think that Rocket can, do anything? Leave
I don't think the rocket will do anything if it hits a point blank range, you know.
Yeah.
She just tanked it like, I'm scratching. It tickled me, you see.
Yeah, but then I'm also wondering, like, you don't know what the fuck Hexcore weapons can be like. How did you find out about it that quickly and rush your ass over to
Yeah.
get some?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, they didn't even make proper weapons. Like, even the hammer was literally being made by Jayce before he went into the Undercity.
The only thing they knew about was the hex gates, which they
Yeah.
used to travel and whatnot.
Yeah, so
That's
how
it,
did this
right?
woman just have like a spidey sense where she's like, you have weapons, don't you? Could I get some weapons? I have a
Could I
war to
get-
fight.
Maybe
She
she
would
has like
be-
a spies.
She'd be too dangerous with weapons, dude. Holy shit.
Yep,
I
she'll
don't
be
think she
too
needs
dangerous.
weapons. I think she's dangerous as is.
Yeah, of course.
I think
but-
she's like a walking force of nature where she can fuck shit up just by looking at it, let alone have weapons on her.
I swear, if she's also a league champion, I'm going to be done.
She
Like, I don't
probably
even.
is. She
I
probably
don't
like the
think
one
she
to
is
be.
as far as, but I don't know.
Well, she and Heimerdinger are both alive. Ekko is also
Heimerdinger
alive.
is, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
also, for some reason, every time instead of Ekko, I keep thinking of Sokka. I don't know why. I'm like,
Sokka.
like
I see.
similar these things in fighting. You know, there's a bunch of superheroes and there's one ordinary guy swinging around a boomerang.
True.
Ekko still seems more, like agile in that regard. At least Sokka is like, throwing shit around, but when it comes to 1v1 fights, he gets his ass handed to him by all the benders around him. But then Ekko is like,
Hey,
he is running circles around Jinx at one point until Jinx decides to go full suicide bomber and basically blows him and herself up.
Hey,
Uh,
let me look up something. And I'm looking up the League of Legends champions that are in Arcane.
Buddy, you missed all the
No,
comments on Reddit.
No. I didn't read those for a
Audi.
reason. I didn't read those for a reason.
Oh, they
Yeah,
were trying
but-
to make you say something.
No, but one guy was like, I didn't know you lived in India. Why do you ignore the audience?
That's the
Oh,
same
this
guy.
is
That's three
Audi.
different accounts.
Oh,
Basically.
wow, Audi. Damn, Audi's.
He's saying the same shit over and over. And then he deleted all the comments afterwards.
I see.
And we were having a nice dynamic going on in the conversation. I didn't really want to stop it then either.
But yeah, I don't know. Let's keep the suspense for who the league heroes actually
okay, let's
are.
keep the suspense. Yeah, cool.
Like, we should be talking about someone and then you should be like, yeah, that's a league hero. You know, you
Yeah, no,
checked it,
I
checked
like
it
that,
quickly on the side.
At this point, I expect every like slightly important character to be a league champion at some point or the other in the future.
Yeah, I think if they go the Dragon's Blood route and they got Marcy into the game, if they get like the
I
other
bet there
characters
are
into the
more.
game.
There are more than the ones we talked about who are league heroes. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like, someone's going to be like, you see, that one person they passed by at this point of time has the same hat shape as this other character. So that's that champion.
I expect like Marcus's daughter to be all grown up in the next season and she becomes a league champion as well. Or she's like one of the league champions in there. Who knows?
Probably.
Oh, shit.
She like tries to search for revenge and shit against Silk or the top side and whatnot. And, I am now league champion.
Well, would she even remember Silco? Like, she'd be like, I remember a man with like this small ass red eye, like fucking.
Everyone has a very
one-
extensive storyline for like the amount of time they are shown. So I imagine everyone has some or the other reason to be a league champion
What
at
do
this
you
point.
What do you guys think about like this thing? Piltover, right? Is it Piltover
Built
and
over, yeah.
Zon? Now that Piltover is gone, do you think Zon anything will happen or like it's just gonna stay
Zon
there?
was the idea of Silco. I don't think Zon's happening.
But now Piltover is supposedly gone, right?
So they did
Piltover's not
say that
gone. There's just a giant nuke in the middle of it.
Yeah, like there's no one. If they all died, there's no one governing it. Right?
Hey, there's no way they all die.
So we do
Unless
know that
Riot
Jayce
Riot
is
has
a
the balls and they're like, yeah, we killed off Jayce. Jayce fans, Jayce mains, go fuck yourselves. Like, he's dead.
If he does die, then yeah, Piltover is in a really fucked situation because now Titan Lady is standing over there who can just take
Yes.
over with her mini army basically, or by herself if she wants. And
Yeah.
and she did say also something about a war brewing on the horizon, and how war is bound to happen one way or the other, and Hextech is the one way they can
That
defend
was
themselves.
in her region. Yeah, there was a war coming in her region. That's why she needed
Yeah.
to fight.
So she came in with people. She came in with arms, and she came in with the idea of setting herself up for an attack. So if Piltover is in that sort of a scenario, then it's very likely that Titan Lady will just take over the fucking city. Like, yep, mine, and just make.
Yeah, but
Hextech
I
her
also
own
hated
advantage.
her argument. She's like, hey, people are coming to kill our families, so Mel, as part of the family, you should be helping me with Hextech's weapons. And
Even
Mel
though
should
she
have
got
just
banned.
turned around and been like, wait, why do you kill so many people? I told you not to kill them.
And he's like, yo,
Nobody-
he's like, I know I exiled you, but come on, help me. What are you doing?
No, forget even that. Mel is like, hey, don't kill this person. Maybe, they show them mercy. And then she's like, nah. I'm like, yeah, of course you're going to have more people coming after your ass if you kill everybody you find, everybody you hate. God damn it.
Warriors.
Warriors. But they just want to take area, so like simple requirements at that point. They'll kill off how many ever people just to make sure they get whatever they want.
Yeah, but I mean, the world, I think, could use a lot more explaining. They built on it really well.
Definitely, yeah.
And I don't know how much more we're going to see.
We'll
But-
get to wait 2
Season
years
2.
now for the next
2
season.
years. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Well, my biggest problem with Arcane is that there's not enough of it.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah, I needed more, like I was like, there's so much more I want to know, like, when they ended it with that explosion.
They ended each 3 episodes beautifully, I must say.
Yeah, it was actually very well, like, planned, the stages, the different stages. Yeah.
Hey, also this image on stream right now, I would just like to.
What is it?
I just suddenly got reminded the minute I saw it, which is like Jinx sucking the ball through the straw. That sounds so wrong now that I say it, but sucking the orb through the straw.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, she was fucking playing around with it. She's like dropping it into her cup. She's like picking it up. She's like tossing it around. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, nothing
basically.
happened then.
No,
like, I know
so-
they stabilized it and all that, but then that man.
I mean, he Jayce went at it with a hammer, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
Oh, he
fucking
did?
stabilized. Yeah, he did.
Oh, I
And
don't
as a
remember that scene.
demonstration, even Hyberding was like, "Hey, kya kar rahe tu? Hey, ruk 2 seconds." And
Oh,
Jayce
yeah,
was
yeah,
fucking
oh, okay,
whack
okay,
with the
okay.
hammer.
Yeah, but does Jinx know that? Does Jinx know that it's that stable, or is she just crazy enough to go
I
like,
do
just
have a-
crazy, dude. She's just fucking with it.
No, so I have a question. I actually don't remember when this happened, but when does she get the book that has Jayce and Victor's notes in it regarding Hextech?
When she breaks in, right? And
During the explosion, right? Okay. So I think she just knows she knows what she's doing. She's crazy, obviously, but then she knows exactly what she's doing with it. She knows the
Yeah, that's
limitations
what I'm
of
saying.
that.
She's like a mature kid. Like, she understands other things, but her behavior.
But she just fucks
thinking
around
is
because
very
she has the
kid-like.
option
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
my bad.
interesting. Yeah, beautifully done show. We'll be
Very
waiting for
beautifully done show.
in season. Definitely watch it.
Oh, okay. Wait, I must say this part where Jinx is holding out the thingy, the what is the fuck is it? A flare.
Yes. Oh, the flare. Yes.
Yeah, like she's like she gets the reminder that Violet
Yes,
said,
yes.
"I will, no matter where you are, use it. I will come." And then Violet sees it and walks away. I was like, they're doing the same thing everyone fucking does. They're not gonna go to the place. And the next scene, Violet climbs up. I was
Violet
like,
shows up.
damn.
It's a fresh feeling, huh? Yep.
I was like, they actually
Yeah, same,
made a
yeah.
character do something
Do
they
it.
said they would.
I was also
My
thinking the
God.
same thing. I was like,
Yeah.
definitely not going. And
Yeah.
she's gonna feel betrayed and whatnot. But I
Yeah,
was like,
and that's going to make her feel worse.
I was like so excited when she went up there. Yes.
Yeah, and then they both are fighting back to back, and I'm like, whoa, let's go! And then they fucking just kidnap Vi like a dumbass.
Yeah. Ekko fucked shit up.
Yeah, like Ekko's such a dumbass, dude. Like if he had just stayed put for just a little while longer, like Vi would have gotten through to Jinx.
Hey, and he knows them. He understands Vi and Jinx's relationship too.
Yeah, and he
Not like
also
he
knows
doesn't-
that Vi hasn't seen her for a really long time.
Yeah.
And he also knows that Vi can survive against Jinx because she's pretty strong.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's still like, you know what? This looks like a great place for me to fuck with somebody.
I think maybe he knew that exact Jinx, who Jinx exactly was
He
at the
knows
time.
Jinx, yeah. He knows
He knows
That's
that
obvious.
Jinx was, like this far more fucked person than Powder. And he knew exactly he knew exactly who was facing Jinx at the time. So he was like, okay, that looks like Vi. Got a protector, fuck it. Let's pull this shit off and
Yeah, but he
Full of fucking
tied
mess
her
up.
up the minute that happened. Like, hey, yeah, but I must protect you
I
by
don't think
knocking
he
you
knew.
the
I don't think
out.
he knew. If he knew that Vi was actively trying to get to her, like spiritually, and like try to fix the relationship,
Hey,
then
okay. 1 second. You see. Firstly, he didn't even it didn't even seem like he was having a close look at the situation because Jinx suddenly is like, "Can you hear that?" And suddenly they come flying out of everywhere. But then let's assume that he knew what was going on and he could hear what was going on. Then Vi is like, "Powder, is that you?" And he's like, even there he should be like, "Huh, they're reuniting. Huh, this is the first time they've seen each other in like years. I should give them some space, let them have some sibling talks before anything." And then Jinx is like, "Why is that you?" And he's like, "Huh." He seems to be reacting. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna sit my ass in this dirty ass pipe and just keep an ear out as to what's happening.
hey,
And then when something goes wrong, Jinx is like, I don't trust you. Ratatatata. He's like, okay, now
that's
time
exactly
to go
what
in.
happened though, right? Jinx basically saw Caitlyn, pulled her gun out and like,
Yeah, and the situation was still under control until this idiot came in with flying on his electronic skateboard.
maybe.
Yes.
I think even he also saw the gun and like, okay, shit's going down. Fucking time to go, boys. Time to fuck shit up.
The scene was beautiful in Jinx modes when they showed like the other two friends and stuff, also like the people who were dead.
Yeah.
Milo and Clagger.
Yeah,
Those scenes looked really, really well done. There are, I think many of these scenes, like they could have just passed it off as him just sitting in the background as like this creepy figure, and then show him go away immediately. But then they show him have these, like they show her schizophrenia through him, and they show him being this very twitchy, fucking creepy ass character. They show him twitch every now and then, do these weird fucking movements, make him look creepy.
Yeah,
and we get a very accurate representation of what she's also feeling at the same time.
I'm not sure it's schizophrenia as much as it's just like extreme trauma.
Yeah, it's
Trauma,
for sure,
probably.
yeah, for sure PTSD, but also
I'm not
PTSD,
sure if it's schizophrenia because it's not like she has different personalities per se. It's just
maybe
that
those
it's just
are
that
like
she keeps switching in and out of Powder for quite a bit. I mean,
no, she's always Powder. She's always Jinx.
Powder. Yeah. You see her like with Vi also the first time you see her like actually become emotional, and when they hug, right? You remember that scene?
Yeah.
I think she gets crazier after the Shimmer, that
No, but
changes her
even
more
there,
towards
even
Jinx.
there, she's like okay with it. I think she wants to be with Vi. It's just that Vi
Yeah.
refused to kill Caitlyn, so she was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you
when
need
she
to kill
approached
some
Vi-
The
bitches.
voice acting was pretty well done for all
Yep.
these guys. Yeah.
I don't know why, but there was one bit where it felt off. I think it was the shooting the sheriff lady. You remember the when they first introduced the Shimmer and they show Silco's big dude kill off Ekko's dad. They
Yeah.
even show the cop there as well. The sheriff
Yeah.
lady die off Marcus's senior, basically.
Yeah.
So her voice acting, I don't know why it felt off the first time I heard it. Especially in the scene where they showed shooting her.
Were you just not expecting such a gruff voice?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm honestly
It seemed pretty
like it
fine
seemed,
to
it seemed
me,
natural in the beginning, but then in the part where they show Caitlyn and her squaring off in the shooting contest, it seemed odd. I don't know why. It stuck with me for a good while after that. Like why did that bit feel odd, but everything else felt natural after that? I don't know why. But otherwise, yeah, voice acting was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And even this scene on stream, like this photo on stream, which has the fake Milo and the fake other guy with glasses, which Jinx makes in her lair just to. That's why I feel like it's not schizophrenia per se. It's just like insane trauma and PTSD or something because she's like she feels guilt for all this. That's why she's trying to remake them in some form, and because it's like gives her some comfort in the fact that at least helps her pretend like they're there and she didn't kill them off. So it's like her trying to deal with her trauma by recreating them in some way.
Could be, yeah. And every time, like the crazy things, it's like just her PTSD being triggered, right?
Yeah.
It just makes her want to shoot stuff.
Yeah. Because even the first time when she sees why, like she thinks she sees why, she starts shooting, and then she suddenly stops, and she's like, "Yo, who the fuck was that?" And she's like, "Okay, not why."
Yeah.
Guy on Reddit, Black Jackhammer says, "Hey, what's up?" In with a nice Hindi
What
word at
up?
the end of it.
What's the Hindi word?
It's Ben's chode, if you will.
Oh, I see. What up to you too, boy?
Audi, I think you can say Hindi bad
You
words
can
without
say
any
Hindi
issue.
bad words. Yeah, they don't like.
Fine.
Audi is very
Scared now.
Yeah,
bhola
basically.
bala.
Bhola
He doesn't
bachcha.
speak such ashleel shabd.
Basically. In fear of what might happen, but yes. What's up, Black Jackhammer? Hope you're not the same guy from before. We're talking about Arcane. Hope you watched the show and
We are
are
done
able to
talking
follow this
about
conversation.
Arcane.
We are
you
done
are-
talking about it apparently, but Sid still has like hundreds of images
I know,
left.
right? The fucking album never ends. You're just continuously scrolling. I'm just looking at the screen like, why is the screen
I'm at
still moving?
halfway. I'm at half freaking way.
Wait, where did you find 226 images of the whole
Sorry,
show?
the first 10 images or something show up, and then there are 228 afterwards. So there's like some 240 images total.
Okay, so
Yes.
the images you're showing, the intro sequence, I think that is also really well done. That
Hey,
as I
also
said early on.
Till the end, bro.
No, I'm just scrolling to see, going through all the pictures so that
going through
people
all the
can have a
images.
look at them. I have one more question. Okay, forget the stabilized gemstone. Powder literally takes a handful of the gem, shoves it in her pocket, and she runs with it.
Yeah, that's what also they didn't explain.
But then when the monkey goes clang clang clang, that somehow activates it.
So they do show that the stone needs like a bit of physical trauma to sort of activate it, and they show the
Physical trauma.
well,
Interesting choice
And
of
a
words.
toy monkey going clang 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 with symbols
toy
is
monkey
physical
with
trauma.
spikes on the thing, mind you. So, so they do show that in the
Still.
explosion, even after bouncing a few times, it still took a while. But then a tiny tap at the wall, like enough, like oh, time to go off. Oops. But then here it still showed like spikes being literally spikes literally hitting the damn stone. So there was
Even
a bit
then.
of a bit of unexpected.
She's literally I can't run with like a can of soda in my pocket and expect it not to like fizz all over because
that is
like and all the rocks are hitting each other and they're like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah.
Like the true story of Arcane should be Powder putting those in her pocket and then dying instantly.
instantly the fucking gemstones just hit each other like, well, time to go off.
League of Legends is over. You can't pick these characters anymore. Although I think should add Silco as a League of Legends character. I won't play it, but I think they should add it.
They should, yeah.
Silco's
I
pretty
bet
fucking
they already
cool.
have hats of all these characters.
Yeah, of
Probably.
course.
Like Ekko and stuff, like he doesn't have this thing like surfboard and stuff in the game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just has like a green sword.
Huh.
Wonder what his powers are. Does he have any powers?
Ekko looks
I
like the
don't know.
tinkering kind. He looks like the scientist kind, no? He looks like the
see.
kind of guy who harnesses poison and metal and shit like that to his arsenal.
Oh, also, this scene was beautiful. The first time Violet puts on this guy's Vander's knuckles,
Oh, yeah.
and then the first punch upwards. I was like,
Oh,
damn,
dude,
that was
so
high.
beautiful.
That was-
I love even the first time she got this thing, the Hexcore ones when she was
Yeah.
punching. Oh, that was so fucking cool, dude.
Oh, you
love
would
that.
have loved that freaking
Oh.
steampunk shit.
Oh, that was so fucking cool. I love
Of course.
Fucking gloves, the
I
hammer.
loved
Oh.
all of Vi's like action sequences.
Hey,
They were
wait,
my favorite.
Sid, I actually wanted to ask you especially about this. What did you think about that one council member who looked like a steampunk cyborg? I forgot his name,
yeah,
but you know
that
exactly
guy,
what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
He reminded me of like the Overwatch. There's an Overwatch guy, right? who looks
Yeah.
similar. He remind me
Yeah,
of
even
that.
I thought of this exact same
Oh,
thing.
the monk, the Zenyatta.
Oh, we reached the
Yeah.
end. Hallelujah. We reached the end of the
We
images.
reached the end.
Hmm. But yes,
What, Sid,
basically.
what did you think of the woman with the crown that went the
Oh,
3
yeah, that was
layers?
interesting. I like that. Yeah.
I found her
Which one?
annoying as
Oh,
shit. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, why does your freaking crown have mental
The
issues?
Yeah.
Was it a crown
did
or was
like
it like the
that.
fucking collar, basically? Like,
Yeah.
does
It
she
just
live
goes-
with it every day? Does she like go through her day with a
I really
sound
liked
going through her
Mel's character design. Was really cool with like the golden like under the eye and like.
You
stuff.
know
I
what?
really
You know
liked
what?
that, yeah.
Mel, for some reason, was very awkward for me because I was watching Mod play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Mel looked like some Isu god sitting amongst those
Oh,
people.
Oh.
I was like, why does she have glowing things on her body? It just looked very weird. And originally, I thought they were part of her clothes or something. And then in the sex scene, like she's having all these glowing things. I'm
Yeah,
like, why the
she's
fuck
still
does she have that
she's
over
still
there?
wearing all that stuff.
like
yeah,
golden
exactly, yeah.
tattoos. Well, her family's supposed to be the most wealthiest, right? The Medada family. So she's
She's
like
a cast off from there.
She's cast off, obviously, but it's not like you can remove tattoos once you're cast off now, can you?
Just look
You
like
can literally remove tattoos whenever the fuck you want.
but
Or
those tattoos, they look like metal. Like
Yeah, they look
stuff
like
over
metal.
there,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure, but that was cool.
that was like fucked up. So it's just
It
like
was nice.
either that metal pieces just stuck to her body, or they're like impaled in her or something. You know, in
It's
some
probably
weird.
just like gold tattoo
They did
paint or
react
some
to, like,
shit.
the-
Why is
they
it
did
metal
react
pieces?
Hey, I'm telling you, that
They
was just the
did react to
light
the
or something.
missiles.
She's gonna be the first one to go. Head blown clean off. Like you know, her head falls into Jayce's lap, and then he activates a shield, and then
I see.
You think this is like the red wedding kind of shit?
yeah,
my
basically. Except now Jayce is sitting alone. He's like, I have gotten power over the council, but at what cost?
Well, let's see what happens
Let's see. Remind me. 2 years.
in 2 years. Yes, remind me. But yeah, it's a pretty good show. Check it out.
Yes.
You know, if Dota boys are telling you to check it out, you should check it out.
Yeah, but don't check out the League of Legends game. Check out Dota 2 instead.
Yes, and check it out.
Yes.
League of Legends
Far
game
better
very
game.
bad.
Watch this and then play Dota.
Yeah, and then watch Dragon's Blood and then play League.
Yes, you can do that. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, your level of expectation is
comparison,
the same.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but although I would say like Dota sets look better than League sets.
I haven't
Hats.
seen League sets. So I don't
Cosmetics.
League
know.
hats look like a fucking circus.
Hey, Dota is also a pretty shit. Like
Dota just has too many
there are-
particle effects when it comes to multiple hats
it's
together.
basically just
But-
fucking blinding you.
But League hats actually have like some really random shit.
Hey, most of the sets that kept coming out, you were like, most of this is shit. Like for Dota, like you yourself
I'm-
didn't like.
I'm
many
okay
sets.
with most of them. Mod and Audi don't like most of the sets.
No. Like
These
I don't
two
mind-
sit
I
and
don't
they
mind
judge.
sets.
It's hilarious actually because they judge sets. They're like, this one looks so trash, and they have like 1 rupee in their account and they can't afford any of it.
So wait, no. The reason I judge them is not because they look trash, but because they're actually old sets that have
Yeah.
been recycled for the treasure.
Yeah, but I'm saying like when it comes to
Dota sets.
when it comes to the international and when it comes to the arcanas they make and all that, like they suckered Sid into by spending money for that
Spend too
shit.
much money on that shit.
That is
Yeah. And they're gonna probably sucker Sid in this year as well when they get in like some
Probably.
next year when they get in like some insane.
One more year.
If Sid manages to keep selling hats and keep buying the new hats, just never ever putting in more money, he'll become the ultimate businessman.
Exactly.
He'll be
Oh,
happy, he'll get his dopamine hits, and he won't be losing money.
Basically.
But what I'm telling you is they're gonna get some vengeful spirit arcana, and Sid's gonna be like, buy right now.
Vengeful Spirit, Venomancer, Arcana both come out at the same
I
time.
don't
Sid
think
is
they'll
going to
ever
spend
touch
5.
Venom. I don't think anyone cares about Venomancer.
They care more about Venomancer than Chen, I can tell you that much.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's
Venomancer is way above on that list in comparison to Chen.
But yeah,
fucking
watch Arcane, play Dota,
hell. Hmm.
watch Dragon's Blood, play
LOL.
Lika.
Alka.
And that's our final message from us to you in this podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
We'll see you
When
later this week.
later
then
this week.
with Adda.
And where we'll be talking about our lives. If this was not entertaining enough, please don't tune into that because it's going to be more boring.
Yes. And there's a new kind of anime, I guess, that came out on Netflix called Super Crooks. Which
Yeah, I saw
is
that.
just new.
I saw the trailer for that and I didn't really.
Let's check it out and talk about it.
Yeah.
Super Crook, sure.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in the same line as Great Pretender, but not as good, if I had to guess.
I don't know. No, it seemed like some Boku no Hero shit from what I read. It's about like
Is it?
superheroes and whatnot. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Which explains the
super part of it, yeah.
Yeah. So
No, I'm saying like art
that.
style wise, but yeah.
And anything else you guys want to do? Or
Nope, that's pretty much it. Also, Audi, I sent this thing on the group today. You wanted to talk about that.
Which one?
I sent a
I did
Twitter
read that in the
screenshot.
morning. Yeah, I
Huh?
did see that when
I sent
woke
you a
up, but I'm
Twitter
like,
screenshot.
I wanted to tell Audi about it too, but Drew
Okay,
told
Sid,
you
just tell
before.
it.
Hideo Kojima's this
Oh,
thing.
the Hideo Kojima.
I told Mickey, I'm like, yo, Hideo Kojima likes it. Audi's gonna get wet now.
Oh, bro, then Hideo Kojima approves of that shit. That means it's a brilliant fucking show. Hideo Kojima is like I don't know what is the animal, the groundhog that shows up like once every year or something. He shows up every now and then and just like drops like words of wisdom every now and then. He's not a public figure. So for him to go out of his way, I'm like, Arcane is a good show. It's a pretty fucking good show.
Oh, he said it's amazing and that it's the future of animation.
Basically.
Ooh, Sid, what do you think of that?
Yeah.
It looks
Using
like it.
2D, 3D together, that's what it is becoming. Use whatever's best. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good mix of
Sid,
both.
time to brush up those 3D animation skills.
But if they already brushed up by me.
Oh my god. Sid is too pro for all of us. But okay, that's it for this episode. We shall be back in a couple of days. You can find us on YouTube, Nandemo Podcast. You can find us on r/Nandemo on Reddit. And you can join on Discord if you want. It's there in our YouTube. You can just find it very easily.
Also, audio listeners, thank you for listening. We encourage you to come to our YouTube if you want.
Yes, please come to our YouTube. Like I know you guys are listening on Anchor, and I appreciate it, but please come to YouTube.
Really appreciate it.
We put some
subscribers, please.
No, we put some effort into our YouTube streams, so we would love it if you could see it. But yeah, that's it. Thank everybody.
We like the top 5 is like, I think, Americans, Indians, Filipinos. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
The UK and Taiwan. So thank you, Taiwanese people, for listening in.
I don't know if Sid just did that for the memes, but
yeah, I'll thank them. I don't care.
No, I don't know if you did it for the memes or if it's actually true.
It's actually true. Like those are our stats.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for listening from all around the world. We're very happy to provide you some entertainment, and we'll see you in 3 days. Bye bye.
See you in 3 days. Bye.
Bye bye.